Investigators say Deborah Miller was crossing the road when she was hit by a car. She was taken to a hospital where she was pronounced dead. Investigators say impairment and speed are not considered factors of this crash.
Well, former St. Tammany District Attorney Walter Reed claims the federal government overstepped its bounds in the case that led to his conviction on fraud charges 2 years ago. Reed's attorney argued his case before the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals this morning, and as Heath Allen reports, Reed hopes his corruption conviction will be thrown out.
If I was a betting man, I'd say it would be reversed. I think so. I think justice would require that.
Former St. Tammany District Attorney Walter Reed taking his federal corruption convictions to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. Reed found guilty 2 years ago in federal court on 18 counts, including conspiracy, mail fraud, money laundering, tax issues. His attorney, Rick Simmons, has maintained all along that the federal government overstepped its bounds in taking Reed to trial to begin with.
This case is not about a bribery or kickbacks. This is a political campaign funds, and we think it's a federal overreach for the feds to be in this area of enforcement.
If they do not reverse this case, every elected official in America, state and local, is subject to the whims of the federal government. God help us all.
Federal prosecutors told the court that Walter Reed took money that did not belong to him, calling it a classic case of fraud. They did not comment as they left the courthouse. It may be summer before the Fifth Circuit Court rules on Reed's appeal. He faces up to 4 years in prison, but remains out on bond until he's exhausted all of his appeals. Heath Allen, WDSU News.
All right, turning down to weather. It has been another nice day across the metro area. For more on the forecast, let's toss it to Chief Meteorologist Margaret Orr.
Hey, Gina, it is warm and breezy right now. We've got a few more clouds than we had yesterday, and actually we've had a couple of showers. Here is a look at what's happening. High pressure to the east, that onshore flow. Winds gusting over 20 miles per hour. And you can see a little bit of rain out there. We've got some rain here near Bay St. Louis. It's moving to the north. Over here, this looks like it's rain, but that's actually a little fire. Some storms moving to the east. You can see them heading towards Interstate 55. We can go to our live radar, and you'll notice I've got a storm track up. This one heading over to Osaka by 428. Here is a look at our temperatures now. 83 degrees being reported at the airport. The wind southeast at 14. And can you feel the humidity? I mean, it really went up today, all thanks to that southeast wind. So temperatures right now upper 70s, and then over towards Bogalusa, warmer, 84 degrees there. So we can check out our temperatures, mostly cloudy early. Then as you go into the evening, partly cloudy skies. We're staying in the 70s. And look at that southeast wind that's just sending in that warm, moist air, gusting over 20 miles per hour. So more on our rain chances for this weekend coming up in just a moment.
All right, Margaret, thank you. The Pelicans look to even the series tonight with the Warriors as they square off in Game 2.
WDSU sports anchor Sharif Ishak is live inside the Oracle Arena with more on tonight's crucial game for the Pels. Hey, Sharif.
Hey, Sean, crucial for sure. The Pelicans cannot go down 0-2 to the Golden State Warriors, a team that can really make life very miserable for you if you go down 0-2 to them. And it's been a few days since that Game 1 loss, a 22-point loss, an ugly loss, of course, and everyone continues to talk about that very ugly second quarter where the Pelicans were outscored 41-21 and shot a miserable 26%. That obviously cannot happen again here tonight. They have to limit their big runs. Of course, the Warriors will go on big runs because, hey, they're a pretty good team with a ton of firepower. And speaking of firepower, guess who's back for the Golden State Warriors? That would be Steph Curry. He's back in the lineup for the first time in a month, and he is going to be a handful for Alvin Gentry and the Pelicans.
They are who they are, and they're going to play great, and it doesn't matter, you know, who they have in the lineup. Obviously, adding stuff back to the mix, make them that much more potent offensively, and gives them much more of a spread situation on the floor. But you know, we've dealt with Steph before. We know exactly what he is. He's a great player that can shoot the ball with unlimited range, and a very unselfish player and a good playmaker. So those are all the things that we would have to deal with on top of what we did with dealt with the other day.
And Alvin Gentry is right, a great player for sure, two-time MVP. He's averaging 26 points and 6 assists per game this season and shooting 50% from the field. So when you add him to the lineup, yes, it becomes very scary for the Pelicans or any team that faces the Golden State Warriors. Of course, we'll have much more coming up at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Reporting live from Oakland, Sharif Ishaq, WDSU News.
Sharif, thank you. That game's at 9:30. Looking forward to that. Still ahead, President Trump expresses frustration after the New York Times obtains a list of questions Special Counsel Robert Mueller wants to ask him. Sally Kidd in our Washington Bureau has the latest on these developments. Nominations for the Tony Awards are in. We'll tell you who's leading the way when we come back.
Breaking right now, a New Orleans teacher has been arrested for indecent behavior with a juvenile. According to the Orleans Parish Sheriff's website, 34-year-old Matthew Nesser was arrested today. Parents tell us Nesser was the teacher at Edward Hines Charter School in Lakeview. We reached out to the school, but they had no further details. We also reached out to NOPD, who is looking into our request. Well, a new twist in the Russia investigation tonight. A list of dozens of questions Special Counsel Robert Mueller reportedly wants to ask President Trump.
And that's according to a report in the New York Times. Sally Kidd is in Washington with more.
Gina and Sean, there are 44 questions on this list. Most of them relate to possible obstruction of justice by the president. A rare look inside the Russia investigation. The New York Times releasing a list of questions Special Counsel Robert Mueller reportedly wants to ask President Trump.
This is clearly a moment in time where both sides are jockeying. Clearly, Robert Mueller wants this interview if he can get it, but he also knows he doesn't need it.
Several questions focus on his interactions with former FBI Director James Comey, including allegations by Comey that the president pressured him to drop the investigation into former National Security Advisor Mike Flynn. On the decision to fire Comey, Mueller wants to know, when was it made, why, who played a role? And on former campaign chair Paul Manafort.
One subtle bombshell actually that's in there is there's a question asking if the president knew of Paul Manafort making any outreach to the Russians during the campaign. And we have not seen any reports linking Paul Manafort to the Russians.
Another question delves into a 2016 Trump Tower meeting between campaign officials and a Russian lawyer offering dirt on Hillary Clinton.
I would refer you to the president's outside personal attorneys.
While the White House isn't commenting, President Trump reacted on Twitter, quote, "It would seem very hard to obstruct justice for a crime that never happened, witch hunt," calling the leak to the Times disgraceful. Now, other questions on this list focus on the president's business dealings in Russia, as well as reported attempts by the campaign to establish back-channel communications with Russia. In Washington, Sally Kidd, WDSU News.
All right, Sally, thank you. Workers across the world took to the streets in protest today as part of an annual May Day rally. In Cuba, in fact, thousands in Havana marched in protest of higher wages. The demonstrations also demanded the end of the embargo that the United States imposed on Cuba several decades ago. And protests quickly escalated in Paris. Check this out after a car was set on fire during today's rally. Some demonstrators even smashed the windows of a McDonald's restaurant. The protest was one of several in French cities called to oppose President Emmanuel Macron's economic policies. They were trying to send a message to President Macron, whose centrist policies would end some protections for workers.
And workers even protested here in New Orleans to demand better working environment. A band played as protesters from the ACLU, Congress of Day Laborers, and various local organizations made their way down Canal Street. This year's theme was dignity and justice for all workers. Organizers say they're not only asking for better work policies, but they also want to end deportations and criminalization.
A veces creemos de que somos excluidos, simplemente somos utilizados.
Well, I think our message today is that sometimes we feel that our community is excluded. We feel that we are used, to complete work and then almost treated as if we're disposable. What we're calling for today is to be accepted into the larger community of New Orleans.
The protest had ended at the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Office outside of City Hall.
Oh, the 2018 Tony Award nominations are officially out. Mean Girls and SpongeBob SquarePants the musical were tied for the most nominations with 12 each. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which also made its Broadway debut last month, got 10 nominations. The 2018 Tony Awards ceremony will take place on June 10th, hosted by Sarah Bareilles and Josh Groban.
And the weather today, partly to occasionally mostly cloudy. There have been a few showers around, and you've probably noticed it's kind of humid out there, right? Here is a look at a good morning this morning from David Mora. Isn't that a pretty twit peck? So there are a couple of showers around. It's not much. We can zoom in a little bit of rain right here at Bay St. Louis, moving to the northwest. And then we've had a thunderstorm moving to the northeast, heading towards Interstate 55. Heaviest right there between Macomb and Kentwood. Here's the big picture. High pressure to the east and onshore flow. We're really looking out west. Big upper level low out here. This is going to be moving to the east, and that's going to be our rainmaker as we go into the weekend. But overnight, you know what? It's pretty nice. A little bit of patchy fog in the morning, just like we had this morning, and then mostly sunny skies to partly cloudy skies for tomorrow. It's going to be warm through the week. High temperatures low to the mid 80s. Few showers on Friday. I'm going to show you that forecast model, and then increasing rain chances for Saturday. Here we are looking at Friday. This is our American model, and it shows the potential for a little bit of rain. We're watching the fairgrounds, of course, for Jazz Fest. Then as we go through the day, that activity begins to increase for Saturday. Sunday, though, I think is looking pretty good. Slight chance of rain as we'll have that weak front having moved through. Here is a look at the European model, and it's really pumped, saying, you know what, Jazz Fest on Friday looks great, and it's not too bad for Saturday. So I like the Euro better. Let's go with that. But I would be on the safe side and keep in mind rain chances at a 50 to 60% chance for your Saturday. Then we go into Sunday. and it's looking pretty good. I do have a slight chance of rain for Sunday. So to break it down for you, I think Thursday is great. It's going to be warm. You're going to need to hydrate, sunscreen, hat, shades. Pretty much the same thing for Friday, though a slightly better chance of rain. I bought an umbrella at Jazz Fest. You know, you can't have too many umbrellas here. And then for Saturday, I am saying rain gear. Just be prepared. The better chance of rain looks like it's going to be in the afternoon. And for the Pels game, the weather looks great. Go team, go. Let's win, okay? We did have fog this morning. Great shot. This is from Anthony Pollard. He goes by Salton Sea Image. So today's high temperatures low to the mid-80s. We really warmed up. It's 83 now. Humidity is up because of that southeast wind, and temperatures ranging from the upper 70s to the low 80s with the southeast wind at 15 to over 20. In the morning, lows mid-60s to the upper 60s, so not as cool. As you break down the day, we're going to have high temperatures tomorrow again in the mid-80s. Here is a look at that forecast. I do have some rain chances for Friday. The better chance of rain, though, will be Saturday and then diminishing Sunday.
Oh, if it rains, you're going to need an umbrella. I've got a free one to give away to Bernadine Shepard of Harvey. Congratulations, you won a WDSU Knows Weather umbrella. Compliments of Legacy Buick GMC. To get your hands on an umbrella, go to the contest page at WDSU.com or visit the WDSU app.
All right, still to come on the news at 4, we are on call this afternoon with new research that says a woman's diet could affect when she begins menopause. And each year, millions of Americans face the reality of living with a mental illness. That's why May is a month to educate and bring awareness to this issue. We'll run through some statistics you may not be aware of when we come back. We're on call this afternoon with new research that says what women eat could affect when they begin menopause. A new study from the UK showed eating healthier foods, especially fish and legumes, may help delay menopause by an average of 3 years. But women who ate more refined pasta and rice were more likely to start menopause earlier than average. Past research shows early menopause increases the risk of osteoporosis and cardiovascular disease.
Each year, millions of Americans face the reality of living with a mental illness, and that's why May is a month to educate and bring awareness to the issue. According to new research released by Nationwide Children's Hospital, 87% of Americans surveyed agree that more mental health support for children and adolescents needs to be available. The National Institute of Mental Health defines a serious mental illness as a mental, behavioral, or emotional disorder that limits one or more major life activities. The NIH also reporting there were about 45 million adults living with a mental illness in 2016. Still to come, concerns about the leaky Belle Chase tunnel. Hear from a mother who says it's time for state leaders to get rid of it. All right, back to our top story. Louisiana Secretary of State Tom Shedler has announced he is stepping down. Calls for his resignation have increased amid allegations of his employees being sexually harassed. Shedler says he will be stepping down May 8th. He's held that position since 2010.
Shedler previously announced plans to stay until his term ended in January.